Okay, and welcome back to Revelation 22 Studies for Individuals and Groups, written by N.T. Wright, the former bishop of the Anglican Diocese of Durham in England. So we're now on to question 8. We're on to question 8. And we're speaking about the church of Pergamum as spoken in chapter 2 in Revelation. The problem in Pergamum is that much of the church has lost its cutting edge, its ability to say no to the surrounding culture. For these people, Jesus has stern words. How do we take this warning seriously and not succumb to societal pressures that lead us away from following Jesus purely and faithfully? Well, let me put it to you this way. Do you remember when we were kids and we were growing up, we went to school, public school, and we were always being taught about drugs and alcohol, and that we're supposed to say no to drugs and alcohol? Our teachers have always taught us, don't give in to peer pressure, because sometimes we have friends and we have classmates who say, you know what we should do? We should smoke a cigarette. You know what we should do? We should drink alcohol. Regardless of the fact that, you're kids, you're not old enough to smoke and drink alcoholic beverages. And even have premarital sex, like before you graduate from high school. Whatever it is that, kids are always telling each other to do, that they say will make them cool, make them more like men, make them more like women, and all that other stuff. What qualifies you as a real man? What qualifies you as a real woman? Basically, doing things that they say you should do, even though our parents and our teachers, our principals, and even our church leaders always say you're not supposed to do. I think it's the same thing with being an adult, living in this world where we're surrounded by so many sinful things. Name it what you will, whether if it's premarital sex, sex outside of a marriage, cheating on your wife, cheating on your husband, engaging in acts that reading from the Bible, you're not supposed to do. Like the 10 Commandments. You shall have no other gods but me. You are not to create any graven image of anything that's in heaven above, or in the earth beneath, or in the water under the earth. You shall not bow down to them or worship them. Honor your father and your mother. Don't kill, don't steal, don't commit adultery, and so on and so forth. The Bible pretty much tells us that we're supposed to live our lives in a certain way to keep us safe and protected and always in God's loving embrace. But, society and culture always tells us, forget about what the Bible says. Just do what you want to do, which is not really the best advice. So I would say, in a situation like this, you basically pray to God and say, Lord, I am in the world, but I'm not of the world. I need you, Lord, to please keep me safe as people try and tempt me to live my life in a way that I should not be living my life. Help me, Lord, to keep the teachings of the Bible, to obey you faithfully and follow you wherever you go, and stay on the narrow path. So that would be, don't give into peer pressure and follow Jesus. That's pretty much the best way to put it. Thank you guys very much for joining me for Revelation 22 Studies for Individuals and Groups, written by N.T. Wright. Thank you and God bless.